Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Miss Justice, you are number one. That, there you go, girl. There you go. Much love, PG. Much love to you, girl. First to you as well. Hey, Seeking Truth. How you doing tonight, sweetie? Hello, PG Mods chat. Much love. Much love to you. God bless. Riding solo, you are number three, girl. You already know it. God bless. And number four. Howdy, everyone. Deputy Sheriff number four. All right. God bless. God bless. Let me go down through here, you guys. How you doing, Linda? I see you, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't forget to show Summer some love. Support by giving the video a big thumbs up. Amen. Yes, I appreciate that. I would appreciate that very much. Hey, Brad, how you doing? That is beautiful, girl. Absolutely beautiful. Good evening, PG. Much love. God bless. Summer Moon, Utah Wells Army, Miss Norway prayers to everyone in chat. Prayers. Oh, that is so sweet. God bless. Let me see who I am not missing. Hey, Ruby Rainmaker, there you are, girl. I see you. And Rainbow. We got Rainbow in here tonight. Says Summer has been gone for, well, absolutely. We will never stop until she's home. Amen. Amen. Retired lady, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Hey, Jane, good to see you in here tonight. Let me get down through here. Janet, how you doing? Suzanne, there you are. Peaches, all right. Rita, I'm getting down through here, you guys. Quick as I can. There's Carla. I'm trying not to miss no one. I'm trying not to miss anybody. All right. All right. We're at the bottom. We're all at the bottom. Hey, Brad, I appreciate that. Absolutely. Welcome in, everyone. Please hit the thumbs up button for Summer's channel. Let's keep her name and face out here on these streets. Thank you. Absolutely. God bless. I'm going to tell you, it's been quite a roller coaster ride over the last couple of days, right? Quite a roller coaster ride. I don't know if anybody got an opportunity to hear Andrew Halt. I got some dings coming in today, and a lot of people saying, PG, Andrew's on and he's saying stuff. And I said, really? So I thought, well, okay. I popped in and whoa, like all of this content happened to be PG, right? Happened to be PG. Anyway, we're going to handle that. We're going to handle that right after we handle last night's expedition, right? Crystal, right? Crystal. And oh yeah, she took that live. She took that live away, you guys. Dirty delete, right? Dirty delete. It's gone now. Right? It shouldn't have ever happened. It shouldn't have ever happened. She seriously owes Summer an apology. She owes Summer Moon Utah Wells an apology for what she did. And she owes these people at this home, these innocent people, an apology as well. Right? I mean, that was uncalled for. Very uncalled for. But I brought, all the proof tonight, like I said I would. I brought the call that I had made to check on things, and I brought the truth about what was going on inside that home over there in Alabama. So we're going to hear that real quick.
A window, which is to cause a distraction in the event there's a hostile person in there. As a result, that person fired at deputies out the window. At that time, the entry team backed out of the door, and the person came down the hallway shooting at the entry team. We returned.
You know, this guy might not even have knew that law enforcement's outside, right? He may not have known law enforcement's out. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying he could not have knew it. But you know, if someone, you know, breaks your window, you know, any human's going to immediately, you know, go into protective mode, right? They're going to go into protective mode because you may not know that it's law enforcement. I mean, I don't exactly know if they, you know, if they did give the man time to understand who's out there or not. I mean, I don't know what was going on at this house, but, you know, I do know that the person inside is no longer with us, so we won't ever know the truth, right? We won't ever know the truth now.
Fire, and we visibly saw where the subject was hit. Next thing, we just, you know, we retreated. We got our negotiating team and our SWAT team came out. We went through our regular routine trying to negotiate. We got zero response. We opened the door remotely using a tactical tool. At that point, we sent the drones inside, and the drones went in to clear it. The subject was sitting in a recliner in his living room, but he would not respond. At that point in time, we gave him several hours, continually to try to negotiate, trying to get a response. I guess it was somewhere around 11:30 we decided to deploy gas into the residence. At that time, we got no response whatsoever. We had the drone available. We could see the subject laying on a bed in a bedroom. Still had not seen the elderly gentleman that the whole pickup was for. So at that point, we deployed a flashbang in that bedroom, and the subject did not move. So we feared that he was in grave condition at that point. So the entry team went in. At that point, they discovered the male in the bed deceased, the one that had fired out on us, and we had returned fire. While clearing the house, we found the gentleman that we had the pickup order for, and he was in the bathtub. Looked like he had been deceased for several months.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they had an update today, and from what they're saying, 7 months. That this guy was in there for like 7 months unalived, right? How weird is that?
At that point now, we have turned the scene over to SBI, Aaliyah SBI, to investigate the officer-involved shooting. We will be, of course, doing our own internal investigation, but I don't have any specifics. But as we always do, we will send a detailed press release out once we get all the details in hand. But after today, probably Aaliyah will be the one you need to respond to.
So it started at about 8 this morning, is that right?
A little about 8:30.
And then when was it that you actually made entry and discovered the body?
About 1:30.
Just to clarify, father-son relationship, the father had been deceased in the tub for what appears to be
I'm not a pathologist, but he had been there a long time.
Okay. But so he wasn't killed today, he didn't die today?
No, he was.
And the son
there was a lot of decomposition.
And the son had been the one that shot at deputies in exchange fire?
Correct.
But the order was for the elderly gentleman?
Yes.
And the son was alive and died later in the bed. He moved from recliner to bed.
Yes. Of course, we intensified the tear gas when he would not respond to it.
And that's what they're saying is when they shot the tear gas inside, he moved from the recliner into the bedroom where, you know, he eventually passed away, right? Now, I don't know. I think he might have been in a recliner he might have got, he might have got hit before he got in a recliner and they brought the tear gas in. And I think, he lived a little while after all of this, it looks like it, to make it into the bedroom where, he finally met his demise, right?
And that's why he moved into the bedroom, and but he wouldn't respond to it even in there.
So would you say this was a wellness check for the elderly gentleman?
Well, it was a court order. That's what we were concerned with, the man, the elderly gentleman, but the ex-wife was the one that called us, and we started this investigation about 2 months ago. So
they started this investigation like 2 months ago. Wow, why wasn't something done then instead of now?
Anyway,
We understand from earlier interviews that this was very well planned out. You have been planning this for some time. What made you feel like you needed that much preparation for something?
well, whenever you're doing a mental health pickup, it's a very fluid situation. Sometimes it goes off without a hitch. Sometimes there's violence involved. So we have to be prepared for the plan, And sometimes it's not the person you're picking up that causes it. It might be relatives or other people, but usually the relatives are involved in getting them picked up. So, it's just a dangerous situation. So there's been many deputies killed in the line of duty doing mental health pickups.
So you guys.
Wow, it's sad. It is so sad how older people, right? How older people have to worry about their family being able to have them picked up, right? Just have them go to court and have them picked up out of their home. And, I don't think that's quite right. That people can have that kind of control over another human just because they're up there in their, 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't think that any family should have any rights doing that at all. I mean, if family's so concerned about their loved one, why ain't they got that loved one living with them? Why ain't they got, like the Amish, for instance? The Amish they always build a little house off from the house, right? It's a little 1-floor plan attachment apartment to the home. And basically that's for the grandparents, right? The grandparents stay there and they're able to come in and out of the house. They're able to still help and do stuff. And, and the Amish take good care. They take very good care of their elderlies. The elderlies, live right there, right? And when mom and dad is, up in years and they're ready to kind of, just retire from everything, they move into this little 1-floor apartment attached to the house, and they let one of the other children and their wife take over, and they all live there, and they take care of one another. And the Amish take care of the elderly. What in the hell is wrong with American people? What's wrong with the English, as they call us, right? That's what the Amish call us. It's the English people. What is wrong with the English people? What's wrong with them? I don't know. I mean, the English people want to get, their parents picked up and by court order and ordered up inside of somewhere. So what? So they can take over their home. They can, get access to that checkbook and all the, the financial stuff. It sounds to me like, the family's wanting the old person's money. They don't want the old person, right? They don't want the old person because they would have them living with them and taking care of them if they did. They're after something else. Obviously the monies, right? Obviously what the old person has. So they go to court and they send somebody out to remove this old person out, out of their home and out of all the things they worked their whole life to get, because they got somebody after what they have, right? That's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you, it's like something's wrong in America today, because, it used to be nobody wanted anything from their parents. Nobody wanted nothing. When kids got old enough, they got a job, and if they couldn't help their parents, they sure to hell didn't hurt them. They didn't ask their parents for money. They didn't ask their parents for nothing, because they knew their parents really couldn't afford, what they had afforded already. The kids are so grateful that the parents took care of them, as many years as they already did. Kids would be like, no, I'm not going to my parents. If I got to get a second job, I have to, whatever I got to do, I'm not going to my parents. If I can't help my parents, I'm certainly not going to hurt my parents, right? They've already did so much raising me. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be taking nothing from them. I'm not going to be using them or abusing them or doing anything bad to my parents. I love my parents. I have respect for my parents, but not these people today. These people today, they're like, oh, I'm getting the house and I'm getting the furniture and I'm getting this and I'm getting that. And they make their parents, these kids and grandkids today make their parents feel like they can't wait until they're deceased. They ain't even, passed away yet. And they're already fighting. They're already fighting over, what they're going to get. And who the hell does that? Who does that? Right? I don't know. I'm going to tell you. Like the Bible says, at the end of time, hell's going to be widened, right? It's going to be widened. There's going to be a whole lot more room made down there for all these people to fall in, right? I'm going to tell you what. I don't want a dang thing from my parents. I didn't ever want nothing from my parents. Nothing. Not even $1. I don't want 50 cents. I don't want a nickel. If I couldn't help my parents, I sure in the hell wasn't going to hurt them. They raised me long enough. And I was very appreciative of what they did for me. And I tried to give all I could. To help them. And I think I gave a lot. A whole lot. And, I was always there. Helping my parents because I truly loved my parents. I don't understand, how, parents can raise 10 kids, but 10 kids can't take care of one parent, right? Make that make sense. Right? Parents put up with their kids every single day for years and years and years. And these kids don't want to put up with their parents for 5 minutes. Right? They're just so busy. They're so this and they're so that. And, and when these people are at, good health and the top of the bucket, they say, oh, well, when I get old, I'm not going to be a burden on my kids because, I'm going to go into one of those senior living places and I'm going to, play bingo and be with people my own age and have wheelchair races down the hallway and ha, lot of funny stuff, right? But when reality sets in and their backside's old and they're needing someone to be there, oh, well, now they wanting their kids, right? Now they're wanting their kids. They're wanting their daughter to help them, their son to help them. They're wanting, their family to help them. Well, their family's going to turn them away too, right? They're going to be like, why are we going to take you in? You didn't take grandma in. You didn't take grandpa in. Why you didn't take nobody in. Why should we take you in? I mean, you put them in nursing homes. Yeah, I just assume that's where old people are supposed to go. You can't move in here, right? And they'll get exactly what they deserve. They'll get exactly what they deserved. Because they should have been taking care of grandma and grandpa, showing their kids that this is what you do. This is what you do. You help your parents, right? You help them when they're old. They helped you. You help them. I don't care how big of a pain in the ass they are. You were a pain in the ass too. And they put up with you, so you need to be putting up with them. Right? That's how I think. I'm all, I'm like the Amish. I believe that, you take care of your family. You take care of your loved ones. You take care of those parents that brought you into this world and took care of you. Maybe they didn't do a great job. Bottom line is they did it. They did it when nobody else wanted to, right?
You guys had a shelter in place for kind of this neighborhood earlier today. Has that now been lifted?
Yes. And we also made a plan for the children and school. They were going to stay at the school, but now I think probably within maybe 2 hours, the road will be cleared after the scene's worked.
And which specific house was it? Can you tell us about?
No, I don't. I don't want to tell you the specific house, but it was on the main boulevard there.
And we had neighbors telling us that the windows and things were boarded. Can you confirm that?
They weren't boarded, but they did have opaque cardboard and stuff blocking the sun.
Was there any concern coming into this about the mental condition of the son?
Not to our knowledge. Go ahead.
You said you started this investigation 2 months ago. Can you tell us what took 2 months to kind of make this happen today?
Well, it was a double-edged thing. It was an eviction and a mental health situation. So both are both an eviction and mental health are very volatile. So what we tried to do is work with the courts and got a stay for the eviction, and then decided to use the mental health pickup to try to find a solution for the situation. But we always plan every operation, but even though you plan for the worst, sometimes you still get the worst, but we try to plan to be able to handle anything that comes our way.
Was the ex-wife the mother of the son?
Yes, but they had been divorced over 10 years, and she lived in another state, but she called with concerns, so when she couldn't get in touch.
Did you alert anyone else in the neighborhood here?
We actually evacuated everybody on each side and in front of them, and then contacted through Everbridge to ask everybody else to shelter in place.
And that was before you guys made contact, or after shots were exchanged?
Before we ever did the operation period, we evacuated the people in close proximity, but Everbridge went out after the resistance.
I also understood that they held the children at school for 2 extra hours. They held all the children at school for like 2 extra hours during all of this as well. The kids couldn't come home. They couldn't come in, the area. So they had to stay, they notified the school to hold on to all the children for the extra time.
So you trained for this. How did it go? How did it go according to your training and plan?
Well, nothing's perfect. You can always improve. So we're going to have an after-action review on everything we did, and hopefully we'll find how to do things a little better, or maybe if there were certain things When you have a standoff like this, probably the number one issue is people get complacent and they forget that the threat is right there, and they're walking around, and forget they need to be behind cover or out of line of fire. So that's, from a boss's standpoint, that's probably something I will bring up.
And did you guys know that the son was living in the home, or did
Yes, we had, in our investigation, talking to neighbors, they had seen the son bring garbage out to the street and go bring groceries into the house. But
I don't know, but it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion that the son didn't report the dad being deceased because he was living off the dad's money coming in. That's what I think. That's my opinion. That, he was living off the money his dad was bringing in, and that's why he didn't report it. And also, but he didn't pay no rent. He hadn't paid rent in 6 months, and that they wanted him, to be evicted out of there because, this man lived in this place for, over 20 years, and he didn't ever miss a payment. And all of a sudden he misses 6 in a row, right? That's a big red flag. That's a big red flag. I would think they'd have went in there a lot sooner. If the man's been there 20 years, none of the payments has ever been missed, and then he misses 1 or 2, I think at that point, law enforcement should have been notified. I think something's wrong at this house, right?
we suspected him to be there, but he just wouldn't answer the door.
And was the eviction order?
Oh, look at that. It looks like, I don't know if they raised the window or they took the whole window out. There's something going on there, right?
For the son or the father?
Father.
Okay, so everything was dealing with the dad. So
Right.
did you go into it expecting this kind of reaction from the son?
We really knew nothing about the son. We just knew we suspected him living with the father. And, but the father was, he was different, so we suspected there was some mental health issues.
And do you suspect there's foul play with the father's death? I know it's early.
At his level of decomposition, it'll take a pathologist to tell you.
And wrapping up injuries, so the only two that we have from this are the father and son that were inside the house. No deputies were injured,
No.
no neighbors.
Thank God. Nobody got injured other than the person that pressed violence upon us. Well, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate y'all covering. Like I said, there'll be a detailed press release come out. Our contact, Lieutenant Summerall here, will be sure and get that out here timely, hopefully before your 5 o'clock. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff.
There you go. There you go. This was nothing but a poor senior citizen, a poor old man, who passed away inside of his house. Some reason the son didn't, report it. I think it was because he was going to continue to live off of his dad's, money coming in. And he wasn't paying the rent or anything. They said that, they was dealing with not only mental issues, but addiction with this son as well. And, it was just a bad situation, just a really bad situation. They said that the 74-year-old man, the dad of this boy, or the dad of this young man, who was also unlived in this altercation, they was saying that he was a good guy. He paid his rent. He minded his business. He was, I heard no bad about him. And they said he also, passed away with natural causes. They believe that, he passed away with natural causes. Nothing caused it. He just passed away on his own. This young man, the son didn't hurt him or do anything to his dad. He just kind of found his dad passed away. And, I guess kind of lost it and put him put him in the bathroom and kind of just let him stay there, out of fear of losing the house and losing, the funding coming in and so forth. And, that's pretty much what happened. It is a sad situation, but it had nothing to do with Summer Moon Utah Wells. And, as far as I know, it had nothing to do with Crystal whatsoever. I don't even think these people know her. But to, say horrible things the way she did, I don't know. Something ain't right there. PG, let me come up. I know these people. Hey, girl, take the link. There's the link if you want to come up. You're always welcome. Always welcome. But here's the phone call I made, just to show you guys proof. It has nothing to do. The nephew is PG, you're right. Just to prove that it had nothing to do with Summer whatsoever. Here's the 911 call. Hold on, I'm going to let. Okay, girl, I'm bringing you up. If you want to close camera, it's up to you. Hey, what's up?
What's up? You know that ain't my real hair color. You just seen it. Okay,
Hey, girl,
PG,
that's
let me
beautiful.
explain something to you. I was behind Crystal and all this. Let me shut my door because my dryer is right by my bedroom. So just give me 1 second. Like, I'll still talk. Okay. Crystal, whenever it said Shelby County, Alabama, I flipped out. Okay. First of all, my nephew, my husband's nephew, he's my nephew by marriage. So, is the lieutenant of the jail at Shelby County, Alabama. Okay.
Right.
I have been in the jail myself. I know inmates in there. Like I said, I was born in Louisiana, but I grew up in Alabama from the time I was 12 till I was 40 years old.
Oh, wow.
If you
Okay.
can't tell by the way I talk.
Now.
But I used to be, let's see, you might remember me as Mouth of the Dirty South.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then I went through all that shit with, sorry, PJ, I didn't mean that. All that stuff with cotton candy, and I got doxxed, and she doxed my daughter. Let me tell y'all something about that. My daughter, I have to say this because I don't know, because a lot of people judge me by what she did. My child, no matter what I did in my life, my child is going for her master's. She works at the college that Cotton Doc told everybody on YouTube where she worked and went to school. But anyway, that's beside the point. But she had, I go to a live just because she's mad at me. And Matthew and her have my daughter in a thumbnail. And yes, she's a grown up, but my daughter is absolutely not down. I mean, she's gorgeous. She's a perfect kid. But what I'm saying, okay, but this stuff has nothing. But that man, Crystal's dad's dead. First of all, allegedly, in my opinion, from what I heard tonight,
Right.
By a very credible source. I was behind. Right. I was dogging Ziggy, and it's made me kind of even come around on her. And I don't think Ziggy or Fred have anything to do with it. Do I think that they might want to keep it on? Just to. I don't know. I don't know. Don't really care. That's not important right now. What's important is that man has been unalive for several
months.
Yes.
7.
And let me tell you about this neighborhood. Okay, I'm not trying to toot my horn. Please don't think I'm trying to sound like a stuck-up rich bitch, because my family was sharecroppers back in the day. Like, we come from the boat on Nova Scotia to Louisiana, okay? But I married.
I heard that, girl.
I married into money, and so did my dad, my mom. So I was privileged growing up in Alabama. So we lived over there, and the Narrows, where this is at, is very prominent, very expensive homes. I looked a couple of addresses up last night.
Right.
And I do have a name confirmed, but I was asked by law enforcement in Alabama not to say anything. But The last name that I saw, I will give you the last name because I can do that because I don't care. He's my nephew. It was Brown, but it wasn't no kin to JSB either.
Right.
The man's son was unalived as well by the police.
Right.
Yes. I am getting. I even put money on people's books, PG, for them to tell me what they're finding out. So I'm still getting, and the more money I put on these girls' books and guys' books, they're gonna tell me, I'm gonna pull a Ziggy, but I just ain't gonna get married.
Right. I heard that.
I mean, that's the only thing is like, and to hell with it. Hell, Fred might be the best thing off by being healed by that. I don't know. Don't really care as long as he ain't got summer. And but I know that man in the Narrows and don't have summer in Shelby County, Alabama.
No.
As long as I've been like posting stuff about summer and things like that, I have a lot of ties. My family had a business there from 85 until we got bought out in 2015, but we still are, they're still under our name up there. So like we get told everything. And that was absolutely ludicrous. And
It was awful.
That's something that Earl might need to look into. Crystal, I hate to say that, but girl, you need to go to sleep, unplug, let your mind rest off of this for a minute, because ain't none of us gonna solve this case, baby girl.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
I mean, I hope, I wish, but
the only one that can solve this case is God Almighty.
Amen.
He controls all things. He's the only one can solve this. And, we got to just keep praying, that he does.
The cards ain't gonna tell us. Look, I have cards. I just play with them just to mess with Ziggy sometimes. I found them in the storage unit because I buy a storage auction and stuff.
Right, right. Oh, so, I don't mess with none of that stuff.
No. And I have sage. It got so bad where I was like so against Ziggy that I used to sage myself before I would listen to her live.
Oh wow.
And sage myself afterwards.
You have to do something, right? And you get all that juju on you.
But now it's like Crystal coming up, like you don't go that crazy. I don't know. It's like, did she get abducted the night before?
By aliens?
Where is your tinfoil hat, Crystal? Right. And I'll bedazzle it and everything.
Yeah, you're right. Kind of like we was kind of like hearing that. Woo.
Look, I have an uncle who's hilarious, and like my aunt passed away. It'll be a year, February 9th, in my home. I inherited it from her, but it's my property that was left to me from my granddad. We just let her put her trailer here. Yes, I'm trailer trash. Hey, y'all, high class trailer trash. But she it
ain't what people call you, is what you answer to that counts.
Hey, I will though. I don't give a shit. People call me, look who's talking.
I'm going to tell you, I think the poor folks are the happiest. I hate to,
I'm not poor by any means.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, I'm poor. I'm happy as hell.
Love is stronger and smaller.
Hey, girl. When on earth, PG's poor. I mean, I got to tell you all, I went down a beggar and I came up a rich man. Right?
Because as long as you got God in your heart, that like, even whenever I watch PG, this is crazy, but like I'm from Louisiana, so
right.
I say my our Father every time I get into this shit, like these cases, because it's like Pierre's husband says in the beginning of his dancing in, like when you dive into these cases, it's like dancing with the devil, but it's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, girl, I stay off.
Like change me because you know what, he ain't ready.
I stay off
me. My God has got me.
I try to stay off the devil's playground. I like to stay on Jesus's dance floor, right?
You know what? Smoke a little herb. I had my problem. I came out here acting a fool. At the beginning, I will be the first to admit, because I'm a big girl and I got my big girl panties on, and nobody pays my bills but me and my husband.
Amen.
I messed up when I got down here, and I did.
That's right.
But
That's
that was
right.
almost a year ago. But who is this corny cotton candy to get out and tell me who the fuck I am when you want? Oh my God. Don't even go. Anyway, excuse me, PG. But anyways, yeah, she doxed my daughter, so that's like the lowest of the low because I can understand if my daughter was white trash and acting a fool on YouTube at 20-something years old. She's not. She's very
I'm
private.
gonna tell you that that doxing stuff has gotten really
Dox
out of
me.
control.
She could dox me all
It
she
has,
wants to.
it has gotten really out of control.
It has here lately, and it's bad. And it's getting
Over
dangerous.
over the last 3 years, it's gotten really, really bad. Now,
Past-
before that, I think it all started. It all started with Chris. He did it to Benny, and after he did it to Benny, then Benny started really doing it to a lot of other people.
Sorry, but I like
And,
him.
I love Benny. Don't get me wrong,
to
I
me,
do.
Benny had. I think Benny would have been the one that Candace would have told. It'd have been him or Ernie. I hate to say it about it because I know PJ, that's your boy sometimes, but Lord, some of the tales Ernie tells, I just can't deal with it.
I'm going to tell you. I really think I think Candace did have it for Benny, but I think she really had it for Ernie, right?
Oh yeah, because she gave up Benny for Ernie or something.
Oh, yes, she did. She was all over old boy. And I remember at the beginning of all of this when Donald and Candace would sit and really put Ernie down and talk about how, mentally messed up he was and how he was running down a highway and they was laughing and making fun of him and saying ugly things about him. And then the next thing, yeah, there you go, girl. Hey,
Y'all see my Mardi Gras behind me. I'm getting ready. But I'm not going to New Orleans this year. Hell no, fuck that.
If that's the goody good shit, you need to pass it this way. Right?
Yes, ma'am. It's from the pharmacy here. Louisiana is a medical use only, but we have 3 dispensaries now. 2 in Baton Rouge and 1 in Jennings. And oh God, PG, there's this case called the Jennings 8.
Right.
Have you heard of that? The girls down here, the 8 women that just died and nobody knows, and it was like 10 years ago, but I know who it was.
Yeah.
My cousin was the warden. My cousin was the warden down there at the prison.
Right.
I'm not going to say the congressman, and I've said this several times, and he ain't coming after me because look, Louisiana, I ain't worried about nobody. But anyway, it was so I forgot his last name's real weird anyway. But
do you still live in Alabama?
No, I'm in Louisiana now, but my daughter's in Alabama, but I still have a storage there. My best friends are there, so it's only a 6-hour drive, so I try to go up as much.
Oh, who is this in our chat? There's somebody in our
I hope it's somebody good.
Your mama.
My mama's in bed.
And she says she's a hoe. She got
me. I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe.
Somebody,
I'm a hoe. I fucked 3 different bitches.
Unless they be trying to talk about me. I don't know.
So bring them on up here. Let her say it to my face.
Yeah, come on up and say it to her face. Whoever you are, come up and say it to her face.
Because I'm from a little town called.
You all for it. I just sent you a leak, your mama.
Yo, mama. I bet my mama. No, my mama is in bed. Where's your mama? Because I know this.
You're like, where's your mama?
Don't make me come find you. I'll whip your ass. Just like whenever I thought Candace was guilty, I just told Dawn or not Dawn, it was Cher. I said, Cher, will you tell Dawn just to, if it is Candace, when she gets arrested, just give him, I'm going to go to Tennessee, I'm going to do something stupid, and I'm going to get locked up with her. It's just going to be something stupid so I can get right out. But I was just, because every time I watch those church videos of that baby.
Right. So sad, right?
It's beyond sad because you can look at her and they want to say like, Zav, I love Zav girl, but she had that doctor, whatever, on there, and she was trying to say that Summer rubbing on Robin and stuff like that was like sensory issues. But I've been around children who have been abused, and that's the actions, like touching on it. Just I ain't even going there.
I got to agree with that, Stephanie. I got to agree with that. Ernie ain't hurting in looks, right? He ain't hurting in looks. He's hurting in,
Or-
the mental capacity.
Yeah. And maybe this jail stay, because hey, nothing will straighten you up like the jailhouse.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, he needs to find Jesus,
It really
He-
does.
like the song says, you go down in rags and you come up with riches. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
One of my favorite
all of us need to find Jesus and, and be doing God's will. Everybody on this earth.
one of my favorite songs is Three Wooden Crosses by Randy Travis.
Oh yeah, girl, I love that song too.
Where the preacher gave the Bible to the prostitute who was the preacher.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I've got chills right now. Like I cry every time I hear that because like don't matter who they are, everybody deserves to know who God is, and like a lot of people, I've seen so many lives be changed.
Right.
And I live in the way that God exactly wants me to live. I'd be
Amen.
lying, but that's the thing about it is I don't lie. I don't have anything to lie about. I mean, I'm an open fucking book. But I wish my mama would come up here. Hey, Ma.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
girl, how you doing? How you mama now?
She's not trying to step in, that's for sure.
I
Right.
mean, and if it's cotton candy, fuck, please.
Does she go under your mama?
I don't know what she goes under. I don't know. I have a troll account that says cunt is rotten.
Oh shit.
Oh, it got bad because she doxed my daughter. I would never do that. And then she called my daughter by her first and last name on Matthew's panel. So I called her by her government name, first, middle, and last. And they all started getting mad at me. I'm like, wait a minute. So it's okay for her to dox like somebody who's doing right, but this ex-crackhead can call my daughter by her name. What the fuck's wrong here? I don't get it. I don't get it. But whatever, because it's like my daughter told me, she said, keep doing what you're doing. She was like, cuss them out if you want. She don't care. She's a very good girl. She goes to church, all that stuff. But if y'all think that my mouth is going to embarrass her, it's not. My drugs is what embarrassed her. And I can take a pee test to show all of you. Because I do have a prescription to nerve medication because I have had something that happened to me when I was younger, and then it's anyways.
Causes anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have my medical card, but that's my business. If I get pulled over, my stuff's mine.
Right.
But methamphetamine, no. But if you go, Ziggy and I are trying to be civil. I don't know between this crystal thing, but I still hold firm to this. And if I'm wrong, God, I pray I am. But the actions that she's been doing and Fred not wanting to be on camera just looks like take it from somebody who did meth for 20 years.
Right.
Well,
I'll tell you what, I think, I truly believe that, that there's more people than just Don, Candace, and Grandis tied up in what happened to Summer.
Yeah.
I think there was something really sinister going on up there on that hill with these children, many children, not just Summer, but many children. And
that they were watching YouTube whenever Candace came in and told him to watch Summer.
He said, he was trying to say they was watching YouTube.
And then Candace said they were watching cartoons and falling asleep.
Candace said they were playing Minecraft.
See, okay, well, I saw something the other day where she was saying they were watching TV and
right.
It was crazy. So
there's too many. Well, the truth. You don't have to. You don't have to think. You don't have to think about the truth because the truth always remains the same. But
Yes.
lies, when you lie, you get caught up because see,
Where's Granddad?
you can't remember lies. You can only, the brain holds on to the truth. And
see,
that's why when people's lying, the story
Mhm.
keeps changing. I mean, Candace said, you know, yeah, at first she said they were sleeping, watching TVs, you know, some of them sleeping, some of them watching TV. And then she said that no, they were up, came out to get groceries and, you know, and went back in and was, you know, playing the game machine. And Summer was on the floor playing with some toys. And, you know, and then Dawn says, no, they're playing, you know, they were watching YouTube. I mean, it's just one, they can't keep their story straight. You know, they're trying to be scripted, but because it's a lie, they can't keep it all straight.
Hold on. I'm reading.
It keeps changing.
Hold on one second. I see something that says Holler Girl, Crystal, and Ziggy Offsider. Or is if that's pertaining to me, first, please tell me if it is. If it's not, then I'll be quiet. But if it is, I'm going to be very nice and respect PG and Molly and the people that I do like in here.
Who was it?
Phoebe said something, Holler Girl, Crystal, and Ziggy's Offsider. I ain't nobody, but I'm Summer Wells' linebacker. I'm Summer Wells' freaking defense. I'm Summer Wells. I'm part of this army here. Okay, we care about Summer. I'm not a distraction. I don't give two motherfucking Billy fucks about who's cheating who's being true on Ben Hill Road. I am here to know what happened to the child. And if anybody in this chat knows what happened to the child, say it. Don't spray it.
She says, Holler Girl, 100% Crystals and Ziggy's Offsider.
I got mad at Holler Girl. Yeah, I did. Because I did say something about her. And I apologize. Because the way she come on here whenever she was like, all like taking up for Ziggy, like she said, because what she said was messing with Ziggy is like don't F with cats. Like, have y'all ever seen that Netflix Don't F with Cats? It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. And like, so I'm just like, so what are you saying? Like, Ziggy can go at all people, but nobody, and she like threatened to whoop all kind of people's asses and stuff on here. Is what I had a problem with Holler Girl about. But I don't know her, and I was told through some of Ziggy's people, like Jam and Luminous, that.
What, are you a mod for Ziggy?
No, I ain't a mod for no. I was a mod for Cher a long time ago.
Okay.
If I'm a mod for Ziggy, I don't know it.
Right. I don't think
you're listening to my mod for you.
I from what I'm understanding, this lady on panel is not for Ziggy. She's not for Fred.
I'm not for Ziggy, Fred. I'm not for Andy. I'm not for Jody Sue. Not for Don.
She don't seem to be for no suspects.
I definitely wouldn't have married one.
You know, Summer. Anyway, let me play this clip, you guys.
Oh,
let me
PG, but I did talk to Laura. That's what I wanted to tell you about after this clip. Yes. Just
okay.
Sheriff's Office.
Hi. There is someone saying that the standoff, the shooting that happened earlier in Shelby County there.
You're welcome.
There is someone saying it has something to do with the Summer Wells case, the missing little 5-year-old out of Tennessee. Is that true or not true?
No, ma'am, it is not true.
It is not true.
I know
Okay,
that is.
exactly what I thought. I so appreciate your time.
Okay.
God bless. Now,
I know who that is.
let me play this again.
I'll call. It'll probably be the same girl.
Sheriff's Office.
This is me. This is me calling over into Alabama yesterday.
You called Hoover?
I called over into Shelby and
you called Shelby County Sheriff's Office.
I talked with the people. I talked with the people there to see if this had anything to do with Summer's case or not. This is me calling over there to check out if it's truth or no truth to what Crystal was saying, and there was no truth to it.
None at all, because
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna put in back chat who my nephew is. He is the lieutenant of the jail
Hi.
there. He's the lieutenant of the jail there. And we that's how I know that it had nothing to do with Summer.
Right.
So
right.
where Crystal came out left field with that, just made herself look like, come on, man.
Well, I think I think she owes Summer an apology. She owes this older gentleman, the 74-year-old man, and his son, everything they went through. She owes these people. She owes this family an apology for putting that kind of stigma upon their loved one who was, in that house deceased for months and months. And, she had no right pulling all of these innocent people into her big lie and story that she made up for God only knows what reason. But,
her daddy.
well, most of all, Summer, an innocent 5-year-old little missing girl. How do you?
I turned on the TV and it says Summer Wells culprits are being arrested in Shelby County, Alabama. And I love my Jesus. I said, do what?
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let PG talk. I'm sorry, PG. Mute me if you have to.
That's what I'm talking about. No. She tampered with a missing child's case, something fierce that we cannot afford to happen out here. The only thing's going to bring little Summer home is the truth. She needs the truth, because the truth is the only thing that's going to bring her home, the only thing that's going to get closure for her brothers, the only thing that's going to get justice against the evil people who done this to her.
Amen.
And this woman, made up this this horrific, awful story, saying some horrible things. I recorded it all, but I cannot play it. I can't play it. I can't listen to it. I cannot listen to it. It is just, it's that offensive. I cannot listen to it.
I didn't listen to the whole thing either. Honestly.
Oh God, it is just like, it's hard to listen to. It's very, very disturbing, very hard to hear, the heinous thing she was saying upon this little 5-year-old child. Oh my goodness. But most of all, messing and tampering with, this child's case, to that extent. I mean, it's one thing, it's one thing to call out. If you got proof to back it up, what you're saying, then by all means say it.
Right.
And play out the proof. But if you have no proof, don't be saying it. If you have not done your research and you have not, you're not 150% sure that, this, can somehow be connected to what happened to this little girl, don't say it.
Exactly.
Because we need solid, it takes a lot of solid stuff to build a case to get someone, convicted.
It takes a lot to build a case. You can't just.
It's got to be solid. It has to be solid information. I mean, you can prosecute without the victim. You can on speculation. But that speculation better be real solid and no holes in it. Because if there is any, these people's going to walk free.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, to me, it just seems like, I don't know what kind of pact whoever knows has or whatever that is more important than that beautiful child.
I'm going to tell you something.
I don't get it. Is it
There's nothing in this world more important than children, not just Summer or Renton or or missing children. all children around the world, every child around the world is important.
Yes.
Every child around the world wants nothing but unconditional love. They just want someone to care about them, put a roof over their head, feed them, clothe them, be kind to them, and let them be who they are. Let them grow up to be who they want to be, what they want to be. It's their life to be it. They just want someone to, listen to their dreams and give them the encouragement to go after those dreams, to achieve those dreams. And if you can't be good to a child like that and raise a good, healthy child, mentally, physically, spiritually, all the way around, then you got no business having any. If that's my opinion.
Mine as well, because no matter how effed up I was, my daughter is
Right.
an amazing person. And PG, I'll hit you up on Facebook. I think we used to be friends on Facebook, but she's on my Facebook, and you can check her credentials and things like that. And chat, I'm so sorry for like interrupting and things. It's just I'm so mad, passionate about this, and it's just out of left field. It's like a big distraction from somebody who was calling everybody else a distraction. I don't understand where Crystal's coming from, which makes me suspicious as hell of her.
I don't know. I don't know.
People
I don't know.
Ewan's.
I have no idea what got into this Crystal lady. I don't really even know this Crystal person. I've had maybe one or two run-ins with her, and but I really do I know her? Do I watch her channel? No. I stick to Summer's channel over here, and we just run Summer's channel, and that's it. I try not to, get into anything else.
The only person that said anything about you is damn Andrew, and I went on his stupid panel earlier because I just felt like, and you were in the title, I didn't say anything about you, and people can go back and rewind because I don't talk about PG, because everybody knows since the beginning, if you can go back to all my names, I was a member. I've supported. I love PG. I don't care who didn't like you. I did. So, but PG, when Andrew talks about you, consider the source.
Oh yeah, I do.
Come on. That's all I ask for that.
I absolutely do.
I don't know what he's hung up on you for, and if it's about Hunter's grown now.
Well, he's not. It ain't got nothing to do with Hunter. Andrew has really, came sideways at me since I brought up the fact that he brought 14 people plus their children to Tennessee in that truck, and there's no way, you're going to be able to. I mean, and that came out of Allison's mouth. That came out of Allison's own mouth, which I'm going to play it tonight, but it came out of Allison's own mouth. And Allison herself said that, he came down with 14 adult people plus their children. Well, there's no way any furniture is going to fit in that truck. If you got 14 people plus a ton of children, nothing else is going to be in that truck but people, right?
Exactly. Okay, so around
Jose mentioned that, he rode in the back of that truck also. I mean, and they went to a storage unit. I mean, in my opinion, it sounds like human trafficking, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I'm sus as hell of Robin Lane. Everybody that knows me knows this. But if you go to the church videos back in 21 in the beginning, when Summer still had the longer hair, like the other kids that would get on stage, like the little Hispanic boy, and there was a couple other girls that didn't look as well put together as the other little girls. I hate to say it like that, but it was like they were on stage too. It was like Summer and them kids, like just very weird to me about that. I could be wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong.
What did Laura say to you? You said you was going to.
Oh yes, what did
Laura.
Laura say? Laura told me to tell Ziggy thank you. Okay.
Right.
She didn't want Fred Hill when he was in jail. She is adamant Andy Bernard was on that road. Laura, you know, I told you how I felt, and I'm gonna say it again. When you're on dope, you don't know what damn date it is. Fred Hill was hollering he was up for 29 days before it happened.
You know, I don't. Did you talk to Laura recently?
Yes, I actually talked to Laura yesterday.
Yeah,
I
you
got
know,
the text
and
messages right here. There's only one thing I was told I can't tell, but I can tell some of it, a little bit of it, a little hint, and she don't care because she thinks it's funny because
did you say you're on my Facebook?
yes, it's under I don't care. I've been doxxed. It's under Haley.
And that's okay. Don't say it. Could you hit me up? Could you hit me up in the
I'm
chat?
gonna hit you up privately and tell you what she told me.
Well, I like to, you know, I like to call you on there. If I get out of this live tonight early enough,
Yes.
I'll give you a call.
Something on there. I'm gonna message you something on there real quick.
Yeah.
And you're gonna blow your mind.
And I'll call you after this live tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
When you read this, you're gonna really want to. It's funny because, you know, when you wreck somebody's home.
You're right.
My baby, and there's the proof.
And I tell you,
and you remember when?
Well, I'll discuss it. I'll discuss it with you privately because I've got.
Well, I'm gonna jump down, so I'll shut up, and I'm gonna listen to
girl.
live. But I'm still gonna send you that text message.
Yeah, well, I got some stuff to share with you about Laura as well.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you'll be interested in.
Okay, because I need to ask you something too because there's kind of money being asked about.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Let me jump.
All right, girl.
Thank you for letting me come up, y'all. I'm so sorry I'm such a loudmouth.
Hey, girl. Anytime.
Okay, I'll be listening, but I'm fixing to send you this text. It's going to blow your mind. Let me get off here.
All right. God bless. Much love.
God bless you. Much love to you, PG.
Okay, you guys. I wanted to confirm that what happened in Alabama had absolutely nothing to do with Summer Moon Utah Wells. This channel right here went to great extents to find out the information. We do our research. This channel right here does its research. We definitely do what it takes to bring the truth to the table. And that's what we will always do. We will always do that. We agreed to do it from day one. We agreed to do it the day we started Summer's channel here. And we will continue to do it. Amen.
Sheriff's Office.
Hi. There is someone saying that the standoff, the shooting that happened earlier in Shelby County there is someone saying it has something to do with the Summer Wells case, the missing little 5-year-old out of Tennessee. Is that true or not true?
No, ma'am, it is not true.
It is not true. Okay,
no,
exactly what I thought. I so appreciate your time.
Okay.
God bless.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. There you go. We made the call to make sure if it was or was not credible. And it was not credible, right? It was not. And that upsets us. It upsets us. Why? Because we love this little girl. There was people who was beside themselves yesterday because of all of this. They were totally and utterly beside themselves. Having a lot of issues. You know, like in shock. Hearing this, you know, this news of nothing but pure lies. And it was so uncalled for, right? So uncalled for. And but that's what we do, right? That's what we do. We make sure that we got the truth on the table for these missing children. And we don't accept nothing but the truth because we know how important the truth is. We want the truth, right? God is the truth. And nothing but the truth is going to help these missing children. That's why it's so crucial that, you know, people not be doing what this Crystal lady done, right? And she definitely owes Summer an apology. I want to hear it. I want to hear an apology to Summer Moon Utah Wells. Also, that ain't the only issues that we was dealing with that is so hard to grasp in this world of evilness today, right? It's not the only issues we deal with. Here's some more.
Until like next month, like the ending of next month. But seeing as I can't I can't get sick, I can't have family time, I can't do none of this without some little punk bitch called PG running her fucking dick sucker. I guess I'm just gonna have to go live today.
Andrew, I think you're the one sitting over there in the corner of this padding, right? This padded up cell here. I think you're the one sitting up there on your pillow with your lips all ready for someone to poke it through at you, right? I ain't the one who got my lips all ready for that kind of stuff. Seems like you do, though, right? Seems like you do. Look at your lips there, buddy. And I always know that when someone's talking, they're talking more about themselves than they will ever talk about you. So I'm going to tell you, Andrew, I think the one that, you know, is thinking about having somebody's Johnson all up in their freaking face is you, not PG, right? Not PG. You know, and I did some research on that too, and I heard you swallow. Right? I heard you swallow, dude. And that's what I heard. I heard you like extra protein, and that's how you get it, right? That's how you get your daily dose, is what I heard. So, you know, you might not want to be talking too much about yourself like that, right? Sad thing.
Not that I really want to, but bro, you got a big mouth for a big fucking fool. Straight up.
And why? He said you got a big mouth for and why'd you put your thumb in your mouth? Why did you stick your thumb in your freaking mouth when you was getting ready to say whatever? I don't even know. I don't even know now what you said. You said I got a big mouth for something, but you stuck your thumb, right? You stuck your freaking thumb in your plum, and I didn't get to hear what you was saying. What was that all about? Yeah, all of a sudden he pops his thumb in his mouth, right? It's like, what the fuck? What did he just say? The world may never know, right? The world may never know now.
And I'm trying to be chill. I'm trying to be cool about this shit because I'm still sick as shit. My house is sick. Like, this ain't no fucking game, dude. Like, you playing with the wrong people.
Ooh, I'm so scared. I'm just so scared, Andrew. Oh, I'm so scared. Yeah, bullshit. Anytime you feel froggy, leap, right? That's what I got to say. Feel froggy, leap.
I don't understand what you don't get when I tell you that I will kill you. Chop.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you hear what he said? Listen to this.
Chop you up, put you in my freezer, and help the police look for your body. Do you think I'm just saying it? Because I'm not. I will hurt you.
Oh, let's listen to that again.
Game, dude. Like, you playing with the wrong people. I don't understand what you don't get when I...
For one, I don't play, Andrew. I don't play. You might play, but I don't. See, that lets me know you don't know me. You don't know me, but I know you. All right.
I tell you that I will kill you. Chop you up.
Whoa. He gonna kill me. He gonna chop me up.
Put you in my...
Better, yeah. And it better be in small pieces, right? Because listen what he says he's going to do.
freezer and help...
He's going to put me in the freezer. He's going to chop me up, hopefully in little pieces since he ain't got no teeth, right? Since he ain't got no teeth, it's probably going to be in little pieces. And he's going to put me in his freezer. That's the funniest damn thing I ever heard. I'm going to be chop suey. Chop, chop suey. Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you something, Andrew. If you was trying to kill my buzz, it didn't work. You can't even fucking kill my buzz. Right? Mother freaker, if you did anything to me, it's because I would have to latch you, and I'm not going to. Right? I'm not going to. Just want to let you know that, Andrew. Ain't going to. But I did check with New York City. Yeah, that's where you live, Andrew. I did check with them. And you know, conspiracy to commit murder carries a life sentence there, right? It carries a life sentence there. And that's what you just did. That's what you just did, Andrew. Want to hear yourself do it? Right here it is.
Straight up. And I'm trying to be chill. I'm trying to be cool about this shit because I'm still sick as shit. My house is sick. Like, this ain't no fucking game, dude. Like, you playing with the wrong people. I don't understand what you don't get when I tell you that I will kill you, chop you up, put you in my freezer, and help the police look for your body.
Oh, that right there is definitely conspiracy to commit murder, which carries a life sentence in New York City, Andrew. Right? Put a 1 in the chat if you all just heard him make a statement that falls in the guidelines of conspiracy to commit murder against PG. Oh, Andrew, that ain't good. That ain't good at all, bro. That ain't good. And you know, when I called, they said, do you got the recording? I'm like, yeah, I sure do. With him saying it right out of his mouth, right on his YouTube channel. Absolutely. Right? Sure do. Matter of fact, you can go to his channel and watch it. Right? Well, what's his channel name? He, have to give it to law enforcement. They're asking, had to give it to him, Andrew. I had to give it to him. Right? But you can't go around saying this kind of stuff. I mean, that's against the law. That's against the law. You got away with saying this stuff to other people before this. And obviously you don't know the laws in New York City there, or you wouldn't be out here saying this kind of stuff. Absolutely, you guys. Absolutely. This stuff is taken seriously by law enforcement. Absolutely. I mean, he ain't got no, he's going to kill somebody, put them in little pieces, put them in his freezer and help law enforcement look for him. you know, and you think Summer Moon Utah Wells was safe around, safe around this guy? You really think other people are safe around this guy? Do you really take the fact that, how can you take out of the equation hearing a man like this talk like that? How can you take it out of the equation that, he wasn't doing something sinister down there in Tennessee when he took 14 people and their children there, right? And he gets into a storage. He gets into a storage unit while he's there. And he has one guy, which is Jose, refusing to go back with him. Actually, he's like, this is the end of the line right here for me, buddy. I don't want to be mixed up with you any longer. I think if it would have been, a big innocent just coming down there to move in somewhere and trying to live, closer to Allison. And I think if it would have been all this innocent stuff, right? Jose wouldn't have, wouldn't have jumped ship, right? I don't think Jose would have jumped ship like he did. If it was all innocent, just didn't work out and they was just all going back to live in New York again. I think Jose would have been back on the wagon train going back to New York. I think there's a lot more than that. And that Jose didn't feel safe and wanted out. He wanted away from it all, right? Something more was going on. That's my opinion. Exactly, Australia. I agree. Yeah, did you hear what he was saying? You know what, Andrew, you owe me an apology. You owe me an apology talking about me like that with your dirty lips. Man, that ain't nice, right? That ain't nice. Absolutely not. Oh, shoot. It cracked me up, man. My God. I'm going to tell you something. Put it this way. Andrew could use a sock for a sleeping bag, right? That's how little he is. That's how, that little worm, he could use a sock for a sleeping bag. Just saying, right? PG, just saying. Come on. That dude cracks me up. Wow. But I brought some things to the table tonight, right? Right out of Andrew's own mouth. I brought some stuff to the table tonight, right out of Andrew's own mouth, right? Oh, didn't Hunter confess out of his own mouth to throwing away a cell phone? I do think he did. I do think that Hunter did confess, right? Oh, look at angry Andrew, right? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to chop you up. I'm going to put you in a freezer, right? Yeah, I told him, don't forget in little pieces. Look at his teeth. He only got a couple, right? He only got a couple teeth left. Man, he have to make chop suey, right? He would have to make chop suey, and then he gonna help law enforcement look for PG. Yeah, I gotta ask this, Andrew. Who's gonna be looking for you? Right? Who's gonna be looking for you? Just saying. This guy, man, he is a trip. He's a trip. But let's listen out of his own mouth.
I do not honestly believe that they did not return his phone. I don't believe it. I really don't.
Oh, he does not honestly believe that Hunter's cell phone was not given back to him.
Okay? I really do not believe that he never retrieved his phone. I honestly believe that Allison got it back because Hunter was underage at the time and needed his mom to go pick it up. Thus far, I believe Allison picked it up but destroyed it at the same time. That is my honest opinion.
And Allison destroyed it, right? He says, and Allison destroyed it. So these people have a habit of destroying cell phones. This came out of Andrew's own mouth. It came out of his own mouth that they destroy cell phones. So why would we not believe? Why would we not believe that someone, you know, that Hunter and some of his friends might have, you know, got rid of a cell phone down in, you know, some manhole like that, right? Why would we not believe it? Out of Andrew's own mouth, he says, hey, I think they're destroying phones, right? And I'm pretty sure that Hunter said that he did destroy or threw away a cell phone at one point.
Opinion about the situation.
He also said that he, you know, that they could have picked the phone up, but they didn't because it'd been so long. He already got a new one, so they just left that one with law enforcement, right? We heard him say that too.
Because it wouldn't be the first time she has retrieved the boy's phone and destroyed the boy's phone.
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time. He says it won't be the first time, right? It wasn't the first time. So they do have a habit of getting rid of phones, right? Destroying phones for one reason or another. I mean, the only reason you're going to destroy phones is if they got stuff on them you don't want no one finding or knowing about, like law enforcement, right? Like law enforcement. So he's basically Andrew saying, yes, Allison will destroy things to cover up for Hunter. Allison will lie in order to cover up for Hunter. Allison is willing to do whatever it takes to cover up for her children, right? Whether it be right or wrong, she's going to be covering up for them.
Yes, but when you have parents, when you have people feeding you a narrative, you go with it. I believe, in my unbiased opinion, Hunter was spoon-fed the whole situation, the whole narrative. I believe the whole thing was spoon-fed to him by Grand Bun and Allison herself.
Whoa. Everything was spoon-fed to Hunter. Everything that, you know, coming out of Hunter's mouth was spoon-fed by adult people for him to say, right? Oh, yeah. That's coming out of Andrew's mouth, not PG's. Not PG's mouth. This is coming out of old Papa's mouth, right? Old Papa over there that's wanting to run his sut and threaten up people, right? That's criminal to go threatening to do bad things to folks.
Another thing, I've been in and out of juvenile and stuff like that for my decisions. Nothing to do with someone else. I was a dumb little kid. That's why I grew up. I had to grow up and man up.
Yeah, but listen, they want to know if you remember what she was wearing.
I have no idea. I can't remember to them.
Ellie, did the cops ever give you back your phone?
They were supposed to, and then I just got a new one because there was no point.
So why'd they keep your shit?
Because they wanted to make sure I was telling the truth.
All right.
And they wanted to see where it was tracked.
So they wanted to make, and they never gave it back?
No, they never did. I mean, we went to the courthouse. He told me that they was going to give it back, and then we just forgot about it, so I bought a new one. I was working at the time, so it was just like pocket change. So,
all right. Well, that's good. I mean, as long as it wasn't nothing too nefarious, you know what I'm saying?
He was working at that time, and it was just pocket. No, because if we remember right, when Chris went up there to talk to him, he had lost his job because of all the stuff going down in Summer's case, right? He had quit his job, and he wasn't working anymore. And he had Grandpa's phone. Remember, he had Grandpa's phone? So he wasn't working nowhere to get a new one, and he hadn't got his other one back at all, and he still hasn't got it back. if you ask me, because it's in evidence to be used against him as soon as they're able to get enough solid stuff together to start some prosecuting going on, right? In the Summer Wells case. Trust me, there's something on that phone letting law enforcement know something very solid about Summer's case.
No, it wasn't even too nefarious to begin with.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I figured they keep that shit to try to track down your drug dealer.
To drug dealer, you know I don't do that stuff on the phone, bro. I don't do that. Let me tell you, I hang around too many old heads. I know way better than to do stuff over the phone.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I took up donations for Hunter a new phone, and I gave Allison a few $100s. I gave her a few $100s to help get Hunter a phone. Yes, I did.
I'd rather throw that phone. My girlfriend has the phone while I go see my big homie. That's all I gotta say. Talking about drugs, I mean, I don't know about drugs, but weed, like they tell the kids go downstairs or go outside. So, so-called alibi. I can only say that I was there till 3:30. So, I was only with him till 3:30. I don't get into politics. I don't do politics. No, 3:30. Yeah, it was 3:30 because my probation officer had to come check the house and drug test me. Did they?
He's 17.
Did they? Yeah, I'm about to be 18.
But they want to know if Candace and Don ever abused the children.
We were over there. I've never seen it. When we were over there, most of the time I've never seen them hit them. They put them in the corner, take away their electronics. That's not abuse. That's just regular grounding.
All right.
Their house. All I know is that there was what's it called? Some dude named Andy. That's all I know.
All right.
He worked at a mechanic shop and he sold weed. That's all I know. You gotta mature at a young age when your mom's not doing well. I don't know if they know the situation about her aneurysms. Like 5 years ago, she had 4 in her head, 2 popped. She wasn't supposed to make it then, but God gave her a second chance. Some dude.
Did you see how he talked about his mother? Did you see how he talked about his mom? Like, she was living on borrowed time anyway, right? She's lucky that she was able to make it until now. I mean, what kid does that? What kid does that? I'm going to tell you what kind of kid does that. The kind of kid that has a mother, cuddling it and allowing it to be evil and sinister and not doing nothing about it. That's what kind of kid does that. The kind of kid that does this is one who has been given too much, been taken care of too well, and has been nothing but cuddled and covered up for its whole life. What I'm saying is Allison raised bad kids because Allison was willing to stand in front of them even when they was unrighteous. Even when they were wrong, Allison did not make them take self-blame. She did not make them walk the right line. She did not make them do what was righteous. She did not let law enforcement do what needed to be done with these kids when they were doing the wrong things, right? She needed to get out of the way and let them pay the price for their sins. She should not have been standing in front of them and covering up for them and doing all of these things. She raised some pretty bad kids, if you ask me. Just saying. I don't know how Bear turned out. She was the youngest, seemed to be the smartest. I don't want to talk too soon. But I'm going to tell you, True didn't do nothing but give Allison trouble, running away all the time, doing everything Allison didn't want her to be doing. She was nothing but trouble for Allison, but Allison kept covering it up, right? And getting, cuddling her and keeping her from taking the punishment that she should have for her sins. And she did the same thing to Hunter. Hunter got away with everything. He got away with everything. And Allison didn't step up and say, no, boy, you're not going to be doing this kind of evilness. You're going to have to pay for what you do. Right? She didn't step up. Just saying.
She was on the phone with some dude.
So with
that I guess was just some random dude was walking around her house. Yeah, he was just letting her know that he kicked her off. They kicked him off the property.
all right,
I don't know about touching kids on the property. I've never seen it.
but you know about that text, right?
Yeah. So
He plainly told Chris that there was a man up there on Ben Hill Road touching kids. He plainly told Chris that. Now he's trying to backtrack from it, right? Now he's trying to backtrack from it.
Don was home and he called Candace about the man walking around the house. These are coming in too fast. I can't read them.
They want to know if was Summer asleep when you got dropped off.
Yeah.
All right.
Hunter, why did your grandma say?
Now he told Chris, I thought she was awake. I thought she got out of the truck. Remember that? Remember he told Chris, I thought Summer was awake. I don't know if she was asleep or not. Now he says, yeah, she was asleep. Right?
You were distraught and rocking back and forth at the game. We're swimming. Y'all ever get like quakes from like drinking too much?
Oh,
that's
so
what it is.
You had the shakes from drink.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They people are also wondering, what do you think happened to Summer?
To be honest, what I think is like they said there was some dude walking around the property. I think that she went off wandering and just got snatched up.
Do you think that Summer may have gotten into her grandmother's medications?
I don't think so. They had that put up.
All right.
Did you see that stain? I don't pay attention to clothes.
Were they?
He told Chris that he felt that Candace and Donald and them did something to Summer. Now he says, I think somebody's on the property and snatched her up. Right?
Was their clothes often stained?
No, they have a washer and dryer.
Well, that don't mean nothing. Stains are stains, bro.
I ain't never seen them, so I don't think so, no.
All right.
And he's lying there, right? He's lying there. True said, I had to bath her. I had to feed her. I had to take care of her because she was so dirty. She was so filthy, right? They didn't take care of them kids. Their clothes would be so filthy, True said. True said that, they didn't even, that one time that she saw Summer and Summer didn't even have on, underpants, and she said that she looked, which I don't know why she's looking at a little girl's places, but she's like, it was so cruddy and dirty, and I don't even know what she was doing looking there, but she did make a statement upon it, right? She made a statement upon it. Hey, Mama Homestead, I appreciate that. Gifted one Prayer Garden of America membership. Hey, girl, I appreciate that. Oh, there's another one. Gifted one Prayer Garden of America membership. Amen. I so appreciate that. Absolutely. She gifted 3. She gifted 3 Prayer Garden of America memberships tonight, guys. All right. I appreciate that. God bless. And that is a gift that we'll keep giving too. God bless. I appreciate it. Amen. Right? Exactly. Exposed. I appreciate it.
Did that guy call Candace? No, his Dawn did. Her husband. Give me a second. No, I don't know what mid she has. Hey, H. The last time?
Yeah, when was the last time you saw Candace and the kids?
Oh, I can't even remember that. You trying to give me timestamps. I can't do that. Dawn.
Wouldn't it be February the 15th, 2021? Wouldn't it have been February the 15th, 2021, when he was with Candace and Summer and Grandis? Wouldn't it that been when he saw Candace and the kid? Right? Wouldn't that have been the last time? I know Grandis and Candace came to his house after that, and then Candace came to his house by herself. But with the kids, Well, the last time would have been June 15th, 2021, when he was with Candace, Grandis, and Summer. The boys might have not have been there, but one of the kids were, right? But he can't get into timestamps.
Well,
Damien. Sorry, Damien.
who the fuck is Damien?
Jody Sue's son.
No, I don't know no person named Damien.
All right. Do you think they would sell their kids?
No, hell no. They love their kids too much. They take them everywhere.
She ain't go on.
That wasn't what he was telling Chris, right? That wasn't what he was telling Chris. He wasn't telling Chris all that stuff. Matter of fact, Hunter Andrew was talking pretty bad about Candace and Donald and them, right? It was talking real bad about them there at the beginning.
You know how kids try to swim underwater when they're younger? They go under for like a quick second and come back up type shit.
Yeah. So she was under for a little.
Yeah.
So she was trying to stay under a bit longer. There's nothing wrong with that. So she didn't drown. No dry drowning. None of it.
No, there was nothing like that.
Wow. Did you hear him? He's like, and then he moves on, red flag right there, you guys, red flag. The brain always wants to tell the truth. And he damn near slipped up there with the truth, right? Hey, Carrie, I appreciate that. Became a YouTube member. All right. God bless. Appreciate your support for Summer's channel. Amen. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, everything has just been blown out because I won't go on live with other people. I don't do this stuff. I be trying to take care of my babies that are on the way, twins. What was she like? She was like the best younger sister you could ever have. She has a history of like going in the backyard and walking in the woods with her brothers, but that's it. Yeah, she's having twins. Yeah, we'll know the gender in 2 weeks.
And that was a lie too, right? Yeah, exactly. Liar. He wasn't having no twins. At that time, his girl wasn't even in the way, right? She wasn't even in the way to even being a parent. His sister was, not his old lady, his girlfriend.
Yeah, they want to know if you think he's been kidnapped.
No, I don't think.
If Hunter,
I don't think
Summer's
so.
been kidnapped. No.
And then they say, do you think she was kidnapped? Do you think she was He says, no, I don't think so. I thought he just said that he thought she wandered around and the dude up there took her and ran away. Now they asking him again. And he's like, no, I don't think she is.
He gonna come this way and he gonna come fishing, then he gonna find himself either knocked out or something. I ain't gonna speak too much, can't do all that. No. I don't bring nobody's. The stuff I do with the gang stuff, I don't bring around no family, no nothing. I don't ever do that in my life because I don't want them to know nothing about my family because something could happen to my family if I were to do something wrong. I'm way smarter than that. I have nothing to do with it. It was just a timestamp and that's it. So are you still? I mean, yes, because there's no way I could leave it without going in the box. You get what I'm saying? But I don't do the stupid stuff I used to. It's not like back in the old days you got to kill somebody, get in, all that stuff. It's just we.
Whoa! Did you hear that? It's not like back in the old days where you had to put a notch, on your pow, right? Last time I checked, nothing changed. All right.
Look out for each other. That's all. I did that when I was a young kid. So, do you think Candace? Like I said, I can't really speak on that. I don't know.
Do you think he might have had a heat stroke in the car?
No, it wasn't even hot.
No,
it wasn't even that hot. They had the AC on.
All right. Was Don home when he called Candace?
I mean, that's pretty obvious if he threw someone off the property.
All right, so he wasn't at work that day?
No, he did go to work.
Okay.
He was at that.
How would Hunter know? How would Hunter know he went to work? How would Hunter know? He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know if Don's at work, Don's home, or whatever. He was out. He was over there. He was over there in his own area, right? He was over in Kingsport, out and about with Candace, Grandis, and Summer. He has no idea what's going on at 110 or anywhere else in the world, except the little world he was in right there, right? How would he know?
That was like.
Sounds to me like Hunter don't want Don to be at work. Sounds to me like Hunter needs Don to be on the hill.
Like before they would drop me off, so that's like later in the day.
So that was after you got dropped off?
No, that's while I was getting dropped off.
How long did they stay inside of Priceless to go food shopping?
Like an hour and 30 minutes.
No way. No way they were in there for an hour and 30 minutes. No way, Hunter, because they didn't even leave. They went to, you guys got for one, you picked Grandis up about 10:30 or a little after 10:30 to be exact. And then you guys went to a smoke shop, which brought you up to 11 o'clock. And you went to another smoke shop after that. And that brought you up to about 11:15. And then you went and got in line at Walgreens, which brought you all the way up to 11:30 or more. So you guys didn't even get to the horse pond until around noon. And then you were there. You was there for a good 30 minutes to an hour at the horse pond. You guys didn't even leave there until around 12:30, about 12:30, close to 1 o'clock. And then you went back to Walgreens. By the time you got out of Walgreens, it was already 1:30. And you went to Sonic's. And you were at Sonic's in line and getting all them drinks. So now we're at about 1:45. And you had to drive to the store. So you're hitting 2 o'clock when you're heading to the store. And she supposedly dropped you off between 2 and 2:30. So she's no way they spent that much time, because it would have been 2 o'clock by the time they got to the damn store, Hunter. And then she still had to take you home, which was quite a drive from the store to your house. A good 15 to 20 minutes to get to your house. So you're lying. You are absolutely lying about the time she spent in the store. It must have felt like an hour and a half sitting in that back seat with a 5-year-old little girl all wet on a pillow laying against the driver's side door. In my opinion, unalived. It must have felt like an hour and a half. Right, Hunter? And that's why when you got home, you ran to your room, your knees shaking, your freaking hands trembling, you going into some kind of freaking mental issues that mommy and grandma and all your whole family said you had, right? And you won't come out of your room, and you got all kinds of emotions going on. About what? About what? That pretty much lets us know that something really went wrong. Something was really wrong in that vehicle. Something really went wrong that day. And, during the time you spent with Candace and Grandis and them. Something bad went wrong. Or you wouldn't have been acting the way you was acting. And you wouldn't have came back out here screaming and hollering and having one of your little tantrums about, what am I supposed to do? Just live with it? Am I supposed to just live with it? Not ever tell no? Yeah, you were having a meltdown again. And mommy and them had to get a hold of you and calm you down because you were traumatized. That is called trauma. Mental trauma. is what was going on with you, Hunter. And if everything went well that day, you wouldn't have been having such mental trauma from that day, right? Because this all was going down before the phone call came in about Summer missing and law enforcement being all over Ben Hill Road. And this all happened before that. This happened right after you arrived home from being in the car with Summer in the back seat. So let's get real here, right? Let's get real. In my opinion, your trauma all came from that little girl being soaking wet on a pillow against that door unalived. That's my opinion. I will keep it.
They want to know what your honest opinion is on what you think happened.
I think that she wandered off, and like he said, some dude was walking on this property that he's never seen. So probably she got took by him or something.
People want to know if you remember what she ate that day.
We went to Sonic, so she had food. And Burger King.
Yeah, but do you remember?
We went to Sonic's and she had food, and Burger King, no. Hunter, no, because law enforcement went back to Sonic's, and there was nothing bought at Sonic's. No food was bought, only drinks. Only drinks were bought that day. Not only that, Hunter, but you guys did not go to no Burger King. There was no Burger King in the equation that day. Absolute no French fries. No French fries. Where you got that Burger King's and you got the French fries is there is a picture. There's a picture of Summer at Burger King's holding up a French fry, you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen Summer's picture with the Burger King hat on where she's holding up the French fry, right? Looking like a little pirate. Instead of a king, she's looking like a little pirate with her French fry. Yes, there is a picture out there. I have it. Everybody, I think, has seen it. I mean, most people have seen it. And that's where, so this tells me he's looking at old pictures, trying to get ideals of things to say.
She always got fries from Burger King.
No, she didn't.
Did you guys go to Burger King that day?
Yeah, she got some food from Burger King. She always gets food. She gets fries. She loves fries.
Oh, Molly, I appreciate that.
Candace has never been.
I appreciate that, Molly. PG, you're the best. Oh, girl, I appreciate that. God bless. God bless. You know I love you. God bless. I really appreciate that.
Well, then go. All I can say is just call the TBI, figure out what y'all want to figure out. I ain't got shit to do with it. End of story. I was brought up a whole different way. I don't do none of that snitching, none of that. So, the reason why I got proof is because people were saying that I got my name is on papers with the Summer Wells case. My lawyer, all I gotta do is pick up the phone, and she can go to juvenile courthouse and get papers and see that I was only included with the press. That's it. No, I was never on the suspect list. It was just the press putting in words that nobody knows about. So this is what happened. She came over. Her grandma was in the hospital. She was sick. Not her grandma. Her grandma came in, right?
Yeah.
Her grandma came from the hospital. She came over. We haven't spoke to them in months. I'm talking about.
He said, listen to this. He said a grandma came over.
She came over. Her grandma was in the hospital. She was sick. Not her grandma. Her grandma came in, right?
Yeah.
Her grandma came in? Her grandma came in? I thought grandma's at the hospital.
Grandma came from the hospital. She came over. We haven't spoke to them.
Her grandma came from the hospital. She came over. Grandma came. So it sounds like Grandis, that they didn't pick. If I'm hearing him clearly, Now he's saying that Candace had done got Grandis when they came over to his house. So maybe when Grandis said, I think the horse pawn, is because Grandis wasn't picked up. Grandis was brought with Candace to their home, and Grandis stayed there with Allison. And then it sounds like possibly Hunter, Candace, and Summer went to the horse pond and left Grandis possibly at Hunter's house, because he said that Grandis came over, right? He's saying Grandis came over. That's what it's sounding like.
In months, I'm talking about 8 to 9 months, because her and my mom got in an argument.
Yeah.
And we left it at that. And she came over, and next thing you know, she was with Summer. We was chilling at the house. The boys were with their dad working. And she just came over because she was just down the road at the hospital.
Okay.
And she needed to use the bathroom to ask me to go fishing and swimming. I said, that's fine. I got to ask Mom. Mom said it was cool. And then we went swimming and fishing after we got her grandma her meds after the hospital. And she bought me a vape or whatever. And a Twisted Tea. I mean, at a young age, I was drinking and doing stupid stuff anyways. Everybody lives once, and they gonna do stuff.
You know what, Molly? That is a good call, because yes, actually Summer does look like she's crying, doesn't she? She looks like she's crying in that picture right here. Look at her. She does look like she's crying. That's a good call. Absolutely, she does.
Stupid stuff as a kid. And then after that, we went and got slushies. Then we went to Priceless. They was in there for a little bit. Me and her was just, like watching TikToks on my phone, all this stuff. And then they dropped me off because my probation officer was coming at 3:30.
Okay.
Then after that.
Now, Allison lies and said they were going to the doctor, and that his girlfriend's mother took him to the doctor that day. She said that Hunter came back, and the girlfriend's mother and the girlfriend took her and Hunter to Hunter's doctor, right? And then when they got back, the girlfriend and mother took Hunter and went to some other school thing somewhere else. And then she took her daughter and Leslie's family, grandson or whatever, they all went to her daughter's school for some kind of thing. And that's when Candace calls, Hunter, and Hunter calls Leslie's phone and talks with Allison about Summer supposedly being missing later that evening. So this ain't making sense.
I went with my girl to Bristol to a park, and then we got a call. We thought she was.
Now, yes, they supposed went to a park, but no probation officer was coming to the house. They supposed went to a doctor, according to Allison, and we found out that was a lie too. That was a lie as well.
Playing. We thought she was just playing around, because normally when she says stuff like that, she's just playing around. Like, people like to play around and say stupid stuff.
All right.
So we thought that what it was. Then we called Mom, and then the TBI came, asked what happened. I told them the exact same story, and then they just left it at that. They took my phone, and then that was it.
They took his phone. They took his phone.
But yeah, it's just that whole situation. The Summer World shit that people don't even. I see people who don't even that are on YouTube talking about me. They don't even come up to me and say nothing. They're talking about I robbed somebody in a car. Are they dumb? I got set up. I was supposed to go look at the prices of the vapes, and she went to hand me one, and they tried to take off with them. I got set up. They put up that same night, and I told them what happened. I would never rob nobody when I have.
That is BS. That is BS. He was actually trying to take a vehicle with a baby in the back, and the mother had to fight with everything she had to keep that from happening.
I've been growing up with sisters. Why would I dare put my hands on a female and drag her up out of the car with her baby in?
We don't know, Hunter, but that's what people said you did, right? That's what people, that's why you supposedly was doing some time with juvie, right? It's because that's what you done. And in my opinion, I think you did, right? I think you did.
Like this.
And he also whooped up on some old lady and her daughter in the middle of the street, right? He supposedly did that as well. Do I believe he did it? Yes. In my opinion, I do. I'm going to tell you, I don't put nothing past these people. Nothing.
This stuff gotta stop. I'm telling you.
No, what's got to stop is you're lying. What's got to stop is you acting like a thug and wanting to be a thug when you ain't even smart enough to be a thug. The only thing you could do on the streets is get beat up. That's it. That is it. With your mentality level, the streets are dangerous for you. You are a wannabe. You are not a thug. You are a wannabe thug. That's all you are. And people, I think Candace used and abused you on June the 15th, 2021 to do her dirty deeds. That's my opinion. I will keep it. And I think you did it. I think you did it. I think that's why she got you a twisted tea and probably turned you on to some other stuff in order to give you some courage to do some dirty deeds she needed to be done. That's my opinion.
Like I said, there's a front door. Y'all know where I live. That's all I got to say. Y'all got problems? There's a door, and we can go in the yard.
Yo, just do me a favor.
Now y'all bring some weapons.
There's a door, and you all can be in the yard. You can be in the yard. I mean, really, how intelligent is that? How intelligent is that? This kid wants to resort to violence because violence is all he knows. He's like his dad, right? A chip off the old block. The apple don't fall far from the tree, right? The apple didn't fall far from the tree. Violence. These people are just violent. They want violence. Why can't you just tell the truth for a 5-year-old missing little girl? Why can't you just tell the truth of what happened that day? Why didn't you just tell the truth when law enforcement pulled up and was questioning you? Why didn't you just break down right then and there and tell the truth about everything so Candace and Dom Wells could have been put where they belong, in prison? Because you know why you didn't tell the truth? Because you was afraid for yourself. You was afraid for yourself. But at the time you were 15 years old, you were being used up by these two people that didn't give a damn about you or your mental health or anything else. And you were just a kid, and you wouldn't have got a day. You wouldn't have got 1 second in the pokey for that. You'd have got nothing for what went down June 15th, 2021, if you'd have just told and cooperated. And you could have got the help you needed instead of going around having breakdowns all the time because you have to keep a dirty, dark secret that nobody else knows or wants to hear or even listen to, right? Well, you can't really tell it. You can't share it. You can't share it because you're too afraid. You're too afraid to share. But at some point you will. At some point you will. The mind can only handle stuff for so long.
And that's gonna be y'all's ass, cause I got life to live. Just know that. I got my life to live.
Hey, yeah, and is it self-defense?
He got his life to live. How about Summer? How about Summer? She had a little life to live too. Right there she is in the background. She had a life to live as well. She would have liked to went to school. She'd have liked to went to kindergarten and had friends. She would have loved to become a little cheerleader. She'd have loved to become something in this life. She would have loved to. She had a right. She had a right to have a boyfriend. She had a right to have a husband. She had a right to have a family too. You think it's okay for you to have everything and you got a life to live. What about her life that she ain't living? What about hers? Does that ever haunt you? Does that ever haunt you? That she had a life to live too?
It's still a thing in your state?
As long as their back is not turned.
That's legally
Now, come
self-defense.
out. All I gotta do is make one phone call. I got people who put their life on the line for me.
Do you remember what she was wearing the last time you saw her?
Hey, you gotta think. I've been out of juvenile and stuff like that for my decisions. Nothing to do with someone else. I was a dumb little kid. That's why I grew up. I had to grow up and man up.
Yeah, but listen, they want to know if you remember what she was wearing.
I have no idea. I can't remember to the
Ellie.
Yeah, he can't remember that. He can't remember anything. He's got Alzheimer's. I guess it's from, having to pack around his grandpa's phone for so long, right? It caused him to have Alzheimer's as well. But I got more of, and this is his own dad. This was his own dad giving him a Q&A on his channel. His own dad pulling him out to, to keep changing up his story right in front of people so everyone knew he's a liar. His dad acts like he cares so much about your son. Well, you don't have him out here doing Q&As when he can't keep his damn story straight and everybody can see that the boy's a liar. You don't do that to him. You don't do that to him if you care. You don't care about your boy. You wouldn't have been doing what you did there. Right? You wouldn't have been doing that. So stop acting like you do, Andrew, because you don't. Allison wouldn't allow this. Allison was protecting her boy. But you're not. You're his biggest enemy, if you ask me. Everything we know comes out your face, right? Out of your face. You're freaking slob on the knob mouth, right?
Where are you sitting in the car?
At first, I was sitting on the front seat.
Okay. Which way's the car pointing?
Like
do you
the
remember?
truck right now?
Just like my truck?
Yes.
Okay.
It was dead serious like that, but with like an overhead to the bed.
Okay.
Bed part.
Okay.
And we moved a box to the back.
Okay.
And then we moved the box to the very back, the first one where the overhead to the bed is. And then we put another one back behind, like that passenger seat right there.
Okay. Okay. And where's Summer?
Summer, she is on the driver's side, in the back seat.
Okay. Was there any milk or anything like that in the car at that time?
Not until we got the price list, which was like I think it was a few hours later.
Okay, got it. Okay. Was there any other stuff in the car?
Nah, there was just boxes and like TVs in the back and everything.
How was Summer acting about going fishing?
Well, she gets excited because she likes to fish and swim. She's a little kid. She's energetic.
Okay. Come in.
The milk. Oh, when they had to put everything in the bed of the truck. Like the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I call it a truck.
See? He says they moved the boxes. They put the milk, the bed of the truck. He was sitting on the passenger side behind Grandis. They cleaned these boxes and everything out so he could get in and sit down. Summer was over there against that driver's side door the whole time. The whole time she was behind the driver's side door.
Bed, because it is a truck bed.
Okay. But there's a picture of Summer leaning against the milk bottles.
Yeah, they put them there. Well, I think I put them there in the middle because there's no room on the other side of me.
So if he put them there on the other side of him when he was getting out of the truck, Summer would have had to been awake. She'd have had to been awake when those milk jugs went there. And if she was awake, she'd have been hollering out at Allison and hollering out at everybody, because that's who Summer is. That's who she is. That's how she is. She wouldn't have been, there's no way that she could have fell asleep in 2 seconds, when he puts the milk jugs there. Oh, she just falls over. I'm asleep. No, hell no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I put them there because she was sitting by the window, and then
She was sitting by the window.
Was she sleeping?
No, she wasn't even sleeping at the time.
She wasn't sleeping. And at the time, that's when he was getting out of the vehicle.
Okay.
I just set them in the middle because if they were to fall and spill, it would be on me, and I don't feel like cleaning up no truck mess.
Okay. It looks like she's against the door, though, in that picture.
I wasn't there when that picture was took.
Oh, okay. When did they take that picture? Do you know?
I have no
I
idea.
believe the one with the milk jugs was sitting right here in front of my house, because that's exactly how that baby was when.
There is no way. No way. She's by the door. Summer's by the door. He's supposed to be in the middle. Even if he set these milk jugs next to him, right? Even if he set those milk jugs next to him, Summer would have still been by the door, and she'd have still had to been awake when they got home to end up on these milk jugs. Just saying.
Before they left.
Okay, well, when you were in the car, where'd they put the milk?
See, Allison is willing to lie. Allison is willing to lie, and she is lying.
Well, they gave it to me.
They gave it to you.
Not to keep, but
to put it away.
Yeah.
And where did you put it?
I had it sitting on my lap until we got out the car.
Got it. And out here?
Yeah, out here.
Okay.
And she pulled up like your truck now, like where it's at right now.
Right.
But the opposite around.
Got it. So it's facing that way.
Yeah.
And you're getting out on this side. And where do you put the milk?
I set them in the middle because Summer had to. Did she even get out the car or did I?
Did she even get out of the car? Did I? But over on Daddy's, what we just listened to when he was doing Q&A with Daddy, he said, oh, Summer was asleep. I was sitting by the door, not Summer. I was sitting by that door in back of Candace on the driver's side. Summer was in the middle. See, he's lying. He can't keep the shit straight because it's all lies. It's all freaking lies.
I thought she got out the car too. I don't remember that.
Okay. At some point, how did the milk bottles get on the other side of her? Do you know?
I have no idea then because she said that she was sleeping on the door. But when I got out the car.
Oh, she's sleeping on the door. She said she's sleeping on the door. She was. She was on the door. I don't think she was sleeping, in my opinion. And she was on that door. And she was wet, sitting on a pillow. Hunter said she was the only one wet in the car sitting on that pillow against the driver's side door. He said that.
She wasn't even at the door. She was in the middle.
Was she sleeping on you?
Nah.
Was she asleep?
I didn't even see her asleep. I just got out the car because
I didn't see her asleep. Nah.
Because she wanted to talk to her.
Okay. Got it.
About that thing for that Friday. The water park.
Got it. But where's Summer?
She was still in the middle. I wasn't really paying attention to her, to be honest.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool.
I wasn't
He's lying. He is so lying.
even paying attention at that point. I just wanted to go inside. Or just wanted my girl to come over a little bit. That's
Sure.
the whole point.
Is Summer hurt by this point, you think?
I don't
From the
think
water?
so. I mean, she could have been. I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to her.
No, I get that.
What are they riding by for?
Who's that?
Ashley and them.
Somebody else, yeah. So, then what happens when you get out of the car?
When I get out the car? When I get out the car, I go to the front because she had to hand me that other vape that she gave me.
Got it.
Oh, she has to pay that other vape she got for him. I believe that's what he said. Let me hear it again.
Front because she had to hand me that other.
She had to pay me. She had to pay me that other vape. Listen to this. He said she had to pay him.
When I get out the car, I go to the front because she had to hand me that other vape that she gave me.
Whoa. Whoa.
Got it.
And then I showed Mom at that door.
Okay.
And that was it.
Okay. And this is when you saw Summer in the back. How did the milk get rearranged?
I have no idea. I mean, I could have said I'm there when I got up.
Good question, Mama Homestead. A very good question.
The car.
Another little thing we found, right? Another little thing we found we didn't know was there. That's why you keep listening to this stuff. You keep listening to it, right? You keep listening to it. Pay for what? I don't know. He said she had to pay him that other vape.
It's fine.
Bro, I'm telling you now, I really don't remember anything but talking to her.
Got it.
At that point.
No problem. What do you think, Miss Allison? How's that milk get rearranged?
I don't know. That milk was there when they pulled up like that.
Okay, but Hunter had the milk in the middle.
In the middle.
And so now the milk's on the other side of Summer. How does that?
I thought he said hand it at first too, but then I listened to it again. It sounds like pay. It sounds like he said she had to pay. That's what it sounded like to me. She had to pay me that other vape.
Happen?
I don't know.
I don't either, and that's why I'm asking.
I don't even remember how I got out the car. That's the funny part.
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
thought I was totally sitting in the middle the entire time, but I guess not.
Now, did Candace then? Let's fast forward. We'll come back to that later. So
I'll go back to it. I'll go back to it and try to enhance it to find out if he said hand or pay. Sound like he said pay her the other vape she owed him. So I don't know. I don't know. I will find out though, right? I will find out.
No, he ain't married to.
And this is the best one that came out of his own daddy's mouth. We saved the best tonight. We saved, well, almost the best tonight for last. Because this is, this is real damn damaging, Andrew. This is real damaging out your own mouth to your own son. This is you, not PG. You the one to be saying all of this. Stop acting like it's me. It's you.
And he's been lying about the pregnancy. I mean, listen, I'm very upset with him. I got nothing nice to say about him. And every time I talk about him, I get really evil and say some really, really evil things.
But I thought you loved your son. I thought you loved your son. But this is how you're talking about your son. To PG. You asked me to play this. You asked me to play this.
He played me, PG, hard. He played me hard to the point where I'm taking the fall for this, and it's like, dude, you're not getting it. I'm showing you guys. That's why he's in the system, is because of his actions. I mean, the whole car thing about him stealing a car with a baby in it, I don't believe none of that. I do believe that he tried to rob somebody for vapes, and that fell through. I mean, the reason why he's in the system is because he's hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong shit, and he doesn't listen. Oh yeah. And instead he tried to get more money off the people. It's like, no, bro.
He tried to rob somebody for vapes. I know. No, you can get someone. You can get a ton of people. He had a sister old enough to walk in and buy. He's got a job. This boy's working. He's got money. He's got money. These kids always have money. They could get anybody to walk into a shop and get those for them. I mean, we all was teenagers. We were all teenagers. We know how easy it was to get a hold of anything we wanted, right? Absolutely. And you be trying to rob up somebody, it's because you're wanting money, their car, or, some goody good stuff, right? That's what you be doing there.
And then on top of that, come to find out, dude ain't even his girl ain't even pregnant. So that was a lie that I was. Yeah.
Oh, do tell, Andrew. Do tell.
Yep. She ain't even knocked up at all. So this whole time, dude's been bombarding my whole family for money, this, that, and everything else. It's like, dude, if you're this broke, how'd you get that new tattoo? But I'm saying, how is she a little over $2,000 in the whole?
Oh, he got a brand new tattoo, and mommy's over $2,000 in the hole
on rent when her rent's $915. But here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh well, you gave him a platform. It's your fault. I mean, I'll take blame that I gave him a platform to speak. But I honestly thought, I was actually really fucking pissed off and upset about the whole situation. And then I knew what he was. He tried playing this shit in 2018 within the family. The first year he came up here, after 5 years of being missing from my family, from my part of the family, he tried playing that same game between me and my mom. And then, I mean, I found out that he took mom's money, but I didn't think nothing of it, because I didn't hear nothing more about it. And I even told Allison, listen, I understand he's your one and only, but you need to turn him in. And she did. And I'm not trying to put blame, but Allison messed up there by not turning him in for stealing her money. I mean, I'm raised to where listen, you get one and that's it. If you go to,
he robs his own mother. He robs his own mother. He talks about how don't mess with me, my family. I'm a family person. We take care of our family. But he robs his own mother, right? Come on. This boy's a real piece of crap, right? That's my opinion. This boy is a real piece of shit. Anybody that do anything bad to their mother, in my book, is a real piece of shit. That's my opinion. I will keep it.
jail, I'll bail you out once. After that, you're on her rent money right out of her purse. And the messed up part about it is, it don't matter if it's a BB gun or a gun or a gun. The boy ain't supposed to have it being in the system. No, well, you can own a BB gun at 16, but your parents are supposed to keep it with a gun lock on it and in a gun safe for you. Nope. And but listen, you seen the dates on those? You seen the dates on them? I was not itching to fucking blow my son's shit up, but when he sat there and disrespected me like he did, and then disrespected my mom, that was game over. So I mean, he can get mad at me all he wants, but I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's vile for you to disown him and everything else." Well, no, it's the best thing I can do right now is to disown him, because if I don't, I'm gonna be a very evil person. Oh yeah, but here's the thing: if Allison pulls through this, she's gonna find out about all of it, and she's still gonna cuddle him. Oh yeah, dude. They turned around and said, "Oh, don't say nothing about what's going on with Ellie because we don't want the husband to get her money. It don't matter. The husband's entitled to it anyway." This dude had 2 wives in 2 other states, on top of Allison. One in California, Allison, and one up here in New York. To some states, it's illegal. There's a couple of them, not really many. There's a very few states where it is. That's where. Oh, well, that's the thing. I had no plans of fucking. A part of my language. I had no plans of producing any of them at all. None. And then, he crossed the line with me. I was willing to let it fly. And then he crossed the line with my mom. And then I said, no, I'm not letting it fly. Oh, yeah. I mean, at 2 years old, he walked up and busted my mother in the face for no reason. Yup. When he was 2 years old, walked up and busted her in the mouth. And that's when I stopped taking him every weekend. I wasn't going to allow that around. I wasn't going to allow that in my mother's house because I was living with her at the time. I couldn't have that. I mean, this boy's had issues since day one that I don't talk about. And it's like, I don't want to be that dad, but dude, you're turning me into this person that's going to throw your whole history under the bus, man. Oh, yeah. I mean, the way I think of it is when somebody says that, oh yeah. And that's what I've done. I'm at that point now to where, you know what, you cross the line, I'm not making no more excuses for you, dude. Deal with it yourself. Oh, he got mad. His Cash App temporarily got shut down because of how much he was getting. Yup. And it was probably that wonderful influence that True married. Because he ain't no good either. Oh yeah, and then Toaster's mad at me, and it's like, bro, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to help my kid. Oh, I just hope the boy's mind gets right. Now, you remember how Leslie died? She was sick, and then she fell, hit her head, and died, right?
Right here. Listen to this, you guys. This is Andrew's words, not mine.
Temporarily got shut down because of how much he was getting. Yup. And it was probably that wonderful influence that True married. Because
now he puts down True's old man and says, True's old man's a real piece of crap, and that's who Hunter is, looking up to and trying to, follow and be just like, right? No, Andrew's right. Hunter has always been, out of control himself. Don't blame other people. Blame Hunter. Those are Hunter's choices to be who and what he is. True's husband had nothing to do with Hunter, robbing his own mother. True's husband had nothing to do with Hunter trying to pull that woman out of her vehicle to take her baby and leave. True's old man had nothing to do with Hunter attacking the old lady and the young girl in the middle of the street. True's old man wasn't even there when he's punching grandma in the face at 2 years old. You cannot, blame other people for Hunter's choices. These are Hunter's choices. You got to blame the person, not everyone around them. That's, and that's where parents make mistakes. The biggest mistake you make is saying, oh, it's who they're hanging with. Oh, it's this, and oh, it's that. No, it's your kid. It's your kid, and your kid needs to accept self-blame and responsibility for its choices.
He ain't no good either. Oh yeah, and then Toaster's mad at me, and it's like, bro, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to help my kid. Oh, I just hope the boy's mind gets right.
Now, listen to what he has to say here, because this is the most incriminating. This is the most incriminating thing to Hunter, right? The most incriminating thing. And why would we think that he's able to do this, but not something sinister at the swimming hole? And this comes out of his own dad's mouth.
Now, remember, you remember how Leslie died? She was sick, and then she fell, hit her head, and died. Right?
Right.
2 and 2 equals 4, honey. I understand and I agree, but that also needs to be brought to light. But I'm just not the one tonight. BT, I would ask you ever so nicely with this conversation that we're having before you're live, please, for the love of God, bring that up in your live tonight.
He wanted me to bring up in my live, because he was in my backstage talking to me before my live started. And you heard him ask me to bring it up that Leslie, supposed to be sick and fell and supposedly a head injury. And he says 2 and 2's 4 because Allison also supposed to be sick, fell, hit her head, and passed away as well. He's saying 2 and 2's 4. Please, PG, bring this up and let people know that it's shady. It's very shady that 2 women end up passing away the same way. And who is the common denominator between the 2 of them? Oh, Hunter, right? Hunter staying with Leslie. She ends up hitting her. She's sick, hits her head, passes away. They cremate her. And all of a sudden, Allison, she's sick. He's living with Allison, robbing Allison for her money. All of a sudden, Allison's sick, falls, hits her head, right? Passes away. They cremate her. Yeah, I guess 2 and 2 is 4. I have to agree with you, Andrew. 2 and 2 is 4. It ain't me. It ain't me insinuating that your old boy right there is capable of doing some evil things to people, especially women. It was you. It was you. And you asked me to bring it to light out here. So what you upset about? I'm bringing it to light. What are you upset about? This is your words. You said, please, so ever much do this. Right, Andrew? Exactly. This man right here is his own son's worst enemy. And just like his son, he can't take self-blame. He can't take self-blame for what he does. He wants to do these kind of things and then blame everybody else like it's them. No, this is him. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, Anna. Exactly. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, they say once you do something like that, it's easier. It's easier to do. Once you unlive one person, from then on, it's pretty easy to unlive others. Right? That's why we have serial killers in the world. It starts out with, sometimes it starts out with, animals and stuff like that, and it progresses into humans, and they just can't stop. Right? They just can't stop. Is Leslie and Allison, a result of what went down at the swimming hole that day? Did it get easier? Did it get easier after that? I don't know. I can't answer that. I wasn't there. But I'm going to tell you what it sounds to me like Summer was. Out of Hunter's own mouth, he said that the pillow. Oh, she was on the pillow because she's the only one wet from swimming, laying against the driver's side door. Right? She's by the driver's side door. So, that came out of his own mouth. That came out of Hunter's own mouth about Summer being wet on a pillow laying against that driver's side door. That tells us that she did not get dressed at the swimming pond. That tells us she got dressed somewhere else. And if you ask me, I think that somewhere else was Allison's house while Hunter was in the bedroom knocking his fucking knees, right? Trembling his hands and suffering a lot of freaking trauma from what the hell had conspired earlier. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think that kid was a bad apple for a long time. I have to agree with Andrew on that. I think that boy's been a bad apple for a long time. Andrew needs to quit blaming PG and everybody else for bringing out what he said out of his own mouth himself. He's got to quit blaming people for what he begged PG to bring out. Don't ask someone to do something and then go hating on their back for it. Right? Don't do that. Absolutely. That's true, Anna. They were exactly the same, and Hunter was living at each of those ladies' homes at the time. Yes. Absolutely. Right. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't want to go to jail. I'm sure he didn't. And if he stole from his mother, he probably stole from Leslie too. Right? He probably stole from her as well. And this boy's got a tattoo, a tattoo on his arm to remind him of freaking robbing his mother his whole life, right? As long as he lives, he's got a tattoo to remind him how he robbed his own mother. How disgusting is that? How disgusting is that? Yeah. And I heard that that the reason Don Wells don't want Hunter around is because when they were up on the hill, this is what Don Wells had to put up with all the time. He had to put up with this stuff all the time up there at his house when Hunter was around.
Moves, bro. Hey, what? Hey, yeah. And if I see your girl, this is how I'm gonna walk up on her. Hey, what's up, girl? You trying to do some or nah? Look at my moves, bro. Hey, what? Hey, yeah. And if I see your girl, this is how I'm gonna walk up on her. Hey, what's up, girl? You trying to do some or nah? Or nah?
That's the funniest part.
Trying to do some or nah?
That's what he had to keep asking Candace. Don said he got fed up with it. Right? That was hilarious, right? Absolutely hilarious. Listen, you guys. PG's gonna call it a night in here. I'm gonna call it a night. I just wanted to bring the truth out here to you guys. I wanted you to hear the truth. We need the truth. We want the truth. God Almighty is the truth. And ain't nothing going to bring Summer home but the truth. That's it. So I'm going to ask everyone, 297 people in here right now, please bow your heads, hold your hands, and pray for this little girl. Pray for Summer Moon Utah Wells to be found, brought home, and justice served on her behalf. In the name of Jesus, amen. Keep those prayers going up for this baby, you guys. She deserves better than this. She deserves way better than this. Let us continue to pray, because the only one that has control over all things is God Almighty. The only one that can have Summer found, brought home, and justice served is God Almighty. So we must go to him and pray that he allows this to happen in the name of his son, Jesus Christ. Amen. So please keep the prayers going up for this little girl. Keep them going up for Sebastian Rogers, Michael Vaughn, and pray for all the other children around the world. Pray for all the other children around the world being abused. Pray that it does not come to this. Pray that something, somehow, God intervenes and helps these children before it gets to this this stage. We don't need no more of this. Let us pray for all of them, that they get the help that they're so desperately wanting. That someone intervenes the way they're praying, that someone will. In the name of Jesus, amen. And pray for one another. So many people. So many people. Sweet Norway needs prayers all the time. Beautiful Sunflower needs prayers. She could really use all the prayers she can get, you guys. So please keep the prayers going up for her. Keep them going up for Miss Chewy's husband. Keep them going up for all the people. There's another gentleman who was needing prayers as well. He's just went through a lot as well, needing prayers. And there's a lot of unspoken prayers. A lot of unspoken prayers. There's a lot of people right now saying, Lord, I wish somebody be praying for me, because I can use some prayers tonight too. Our sweet Australia is in the chat right now. She said she wasn't feeling well, that she was just going to lay back tonight, rest and listen. Please send the prayers up for her as well. Ask the Lord that whatever's going on, may he touch her and heal her and make her feel better, because we all love her. She's family. And let us pray for all the rest of these people needing prayers as well, that the Lord touches them. We don't know exactly what everybody needs. We don't know exactly what's going on with all these people, but God does. And God can fix it. I'm telling you, miracles happen every day, y'all. And just the faith of a mustard seed can move a mountain. Just believe and know that God's with you, and you're going to be okay, and you will be. You will be. Trust in God. And don't let other people dictate your life. Do not let other people dictate your life. It's not their life to live. Most people ain't looking for the best for you anyhow. So follow the Lord. Look to him, and he'll steer you right. With him, you can only go higher. Trust and believe that. So keep them prayers going up for one another, you guys. And know that PG's always praying for you. I don't know what you need or want, but I do pray for you. And I pray God answers all of our prayers in the name of his son, Jesus Christ. Pray. That's the key. Is prayer. Best gift you can give anyone is to pray for them. Good night. God bless. Much love.